G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 21 of our Beginner's Gunslinger Purifier playthrough, where, as you can no doubt hear, I've got a new mic. And for those of you who are watching these live as they come out, I've been gone for 2 weeks. For those of you watching them after the fact, well, it's been 2 weeks, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yes, we are back. I have a new mic. I made a little channel update where I mentioned what it is, but it's basically a Sennheiser profile. And I'm going to be getting I guess it's a microphone arm to put that on to try and cut out the sort of echoing underwater sound, which probably isn't too bad. I have the genius solution of sitting it on top of a tissue box in front of my keyboard, which seems to have done okay. But yes, we are back, and I've done a little bit of farming while we've been gone. I've crafted a new pair of guns. These ones both have attack speed, so of Fury and of Alacrity. Both of them have attack speed. We did lose a fireball proc on each gun, which is, it's not ideal, but the attack speed is very, very nice, considering even without it, we're still not capped on attack speed. And again, it's unfortunate that we lost the the +1 to all skills in Inquisitor here. But, yeah, I'll get over it. I also went and did 3 runs of the Ancient Grove, which it turns out I could have done 5, but I didn't check if I had any skeleton keys. I just assumed I didn't. Turned all of my Blood of Chthon into skeleton keys, so all 3 of them. And I went and ran 3 runs through, and all I got were these kind of bad rings. Gargabol's rings are... they're not great. This one is decent. Just because it has 171% fire damage. The rest of the stuff on that is... yeah, it's okay. Unfortunately, I want the +3 to Vindictive Flame from the Golus's rings, so I also did a bunch of runs of Golus, and I put the good ones over here, and I'll just quickly show the ones that I'm maybe not calling these rubbish, but I'm not planning on using any of these. And you'll see why when we get to these. So the plan was I'll go do Ancient's Grove, and Gargle Balls will be a bro, and he'll drop me 2 of his blue pistol in 3 runs. And it turns out he actually dropped me 0 of his blue pistol in 3 runs, and so I don't have his blue pistol to play with. I could go and kill him twice more with the skeleton keys that I have. I'm pretty sure I could quite easily craft a couple extras. I could go to the is it the Ancient Smith in Necropolis? I would have to go back to normal to do that, and I could swap some crafting components, and I would be able to make some more. But I think I'm just going to move on. So all of this is going to be vendor fodder, and in fact, I'm just going to do that right now. These I'm going to hang on to, just, I don't know why, sentimentality maybe. I've kept a few other guns as well. Again, I'm not really sure why, but none of these are as good as the ones that I have equipped. So I'm just going to chuck them in there for now. I did also find this plate mail, which I want to use because of the extra armor, because of the increased armor by 8%, and because the Devil's Cage Hauberk is actually not very good. The downside of taking that off is the Devil's Cage proc does trap people at range, and so it does definitely help, and obviously 5% physical resistance is quite hard to replace. However, the armor rating on this character is absolutely pants. So I would like to replace that, and I would also like to use these Hellforge leg plates. Now, I'm just going to swap those in and kind of see what happens to my resistances. Now I'm a little bit under on lightning. Where was I getting lightning resist from? Elemental? Yeah, elemental on these. So I'm a little bit under with elemental resistances. I'm way under on Aether. I do have a solution for Aether, however, the lightning and bleed, not so much. Actually, I lie. The bleed resist is going to be completely covered by this Silk Swatch. And Kilrian's gives me no resistances. I think there's like honored ground or something. I could get some elemental resistances on the chest piece, but we'll leave that for now. Let's go ahead and have a look at these rings, and I hope I've got them in the right order, because the first one I want to talk about is a double rare Golus's ring, which I really did not expect to get, and I'm very surprised. Now, the chance of getting a double rare Golus's ring is probably something like 1 in 3,000 or 4,000 runs. The chance of getting a double rare Golus's ring that's actually good is astronomical. So, yes, I picked the right one. Awesome. So when this dropped, I was very, very happy. Now, if I put this on, I'm going to lose either the elemental resistances on the Harmonious ring over there on the left, which, as you can see, my lightning resist is already uncapped, so I don't really want to do that. Or I'm going to lose the Fireball proc on the Warding of Scorched Ends. However, I think I'm going to do that. And then if we have a look at this ring, this is Harmonious of Alacrity. I think I had this before I lost the microphone. If not, this was one of the first ones that dropped, because I remember I had it in the inventory over here, and I just kind of threw it in the pile. So this one is quite good. Harmonious is really nice for resistances, and attack speed is also quite good. So I will probably end up using this at level 84. However, we're only 75, so we'll put that in the hang on to it for later pile. And this last one, this is a Warding of Scorched Ends, so I can get my Fireball proc back. I can get a bunch of Aether resistance off of this, which is what I'm here for. The Aether resistance is the bit I want. So we'll just ignore the Vitality resist. We'll put some Soul Shards back on these, and that'll be capped again. So the problem we have now, everything is fixed. All of our resistances are fixed. Aether is 42% over. Chaos is way over, which means that these shoulders are no longer required. And so I can chuck these ones on, which have considerably more armor. They do have a little bit of offensive ability over the others, and, well, the proc is not quite as good, but the armor is kind of what I'm looking at. And I am going to try and replace these fairly quickly. I don't need Pierce resistance. As you can see, it's massively over cap. And I also don't need Chaos resistance. It's 133% over cap, so I'm going to try and replace these quite quickly. But for now, I just want the armor. When I get to 82, I do have the mythical rune braces, which is what we have now, but number get bigger, which is very, very nice. So I'll be putting those on. For now, however, I really want to put these gloves on, but I also really can't afford to lose another 17% elemental resistance. So I am going to have to hang on to these pants, because I may just need to use them for elemental resistances. I might not have a choice. In the meantime, however, let's go ahead and make a silk swatch. So we need a resilient plating, we need a silk swatch. I'll chuck that on the pants. And that has indeed fixed the bleeding resistance. If I come up here to the stash, what do we got for rings? I don't think there's any elemental resistance things for rings. Soul Shards, I only want 2 of those. What else we got? That's fizz damage, isn't it? Yep. No. Vitality, and that's just stats. Okay. So basically we have Soul Shards for energy absorption and vitality resistance. I'm going to hold off on putting the other one on there. And the other thing is, I do have access to some augments. So I think there's an elemental resistance augment for the ring. I should have checked that before I started recording, but I didn't. It might even be Devil's Crossing now that I'm thinking about it. Let's just have a quick look. What do we got here? Rings and amulets. Yeah, there it is. Never mind, it's for pets. Okay. So I can't use that one. Let's just bounce over to Homestead. And I will check the rovers as well, but I want to check Homestead because they may have some, and also my good friend, Brother Mulvin, may have some as well. Unfortunately, we are only respected, so he doesn't like us enough to sell things to us. Alright, this is looking promising. That's a lot of weapon augments, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Alright. There's two more possibilities here. We could potentially get some from the Black Legion. Nope. Black Legion is all weapons as well. Alright, last chance for redemption. Can we get something from the rovers? Failing that, I'll just put the ones I had on previously. This guy here. Okay, rings and amulets, there we go. Alright, so 10% each. That'll almost cap my resistances. Is there anything better? This goes on rings, 20%. That's damage, never mind. Alright, and what have you got? You've already got one on. Okay. So there we go. Resistances are... they're alright. They're okay. Our average armor rating went up from, I think it was 1100 to almost 1400, so it's definitely good. And I do want to replace these gloves. I'm tempted to put this on regardless of what happens. I don't know if I can, though. Bleeding is only 10 over. Vitality is only 7 over. Never mind, that's fixed. You know what? I think we just do it. And then what do we got? So if I take that Unholy Inscription off, that'll fix bleeding. And then I can... I may have to actually use the rigid scale, I think it is. It has lightning resist on it, maybe on the shoulders. I think we can make this work. And I think I want to because the armor on this character is quite low, and I need it to not be low. That does, however, mean my absorption there is 70. Although I think I've pretty much decided at this point that I don't really care about that. I don't have enough armor for it to really... For there to be any chance that my armor value is going to be high enough to completely absorb an attack anyway. So if I get... I think it's... Is it dense? No, not dense fur. It's rigid, that's right. I just was talking about it a second ago. Rigid shell here. Bit of armor, some lightning resistance. Now I can put that on all armor pieces. So I'm going to put it on the belt, actually. Which means I need nothing. I don't have any components for armor yet. Okay, good. And then I can put this one back on the gloves, so that will fix my lightning. Will also fix bleeding. And then... We finally got to the point. It's going to be 15 minutes of playing inventory. Right, so keep the add-on there. Yes, I'm sure. That goes on the gloves. That's fixed. Then we have the rigid shell. I want to put that on the belt, so we'll keep the item. I hate using these one element. One, like either the lightning or cold. I hate using them. I prefer to pretend they don't exist. However, needs must as the devil drives, as the saying goes. The other thing is I should have put that silk swatch on the shoulders. I'm not going to... Yes, I am. I'm going to destroy that for this one. Right, so resistances are under control except for Aether. But we can fix that as well. I probably should have done this a while ago. So you'll notice when I use Word of Renewal, I get some resistances. And I need 7% more Aether, so we need to bring this up to 21%. So, yeah, what's 9 plus 10? It's 23. And we have now got enough resistances to cover everything. There we go. 80 across the board or better. And it's not pretty, but we got there in the end. Alright, so Stormtail Viper Venom was what I had in these. I don't even have a single % of elemental resistance to play with. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for a Flesh Warped Plate Mail that's better than this one. I'll be keeping my eyes open for any kind of shoulder that's better than this, which is, honestly, it's going to be pretty much anything with more armor. And I'm going to hang on to those pants. I don't think I'll be using them again, but I may need to just for the resistances at some point. So we'll leave those aside. I guess the other thing I could have done is I could have used these gloves. So they do have 6% increased armor on them, and they do have elemental resistance. So I could have just done that, I guess. I don't think any of the others, no. None of them have the resistances I need. Alright, so we're now 15 minutes into the video, and we're finally ready to go and actually shoot some things. So, like I said, it's been 2 weeks since I played this. It does look like we're onto the right-hand side of Homestead. So let's go ahead and do that. Quest-wise, you know what? I want that Flesh-Warped Commander. So let's go ahead and shoot him. I definitely am in Ultimate, which is good. Alright. We are in business. I think I have all the quests. I'll just do a quick run around to make sure. Bring my little skelly bros with me. I didn't actually have all of the quests. If I could talk to the person I wanted. There we go. What do you need? I need to click the correct buttons to make you give me the quest. Do I have them already in my inventory? I do not. So, let's continue. Out into the fallow fields, and we're on our way to deal with the Chthonic Cult. And I'd forgotten how pretty this build is. I see that star over here. Alright. I'm feeling a little bit better about the character. Got a lot more armor online now. And hopefully we're in a better condition. I do definitely need to remember to keep Word of Renewal active, because that is where my resistances are coming from. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot this to pieces. At the very least, we'll be getting a decent amount of loot and XP from this. I think everyone's dead. What do we got? Soulbinder's Chains is a belt. Decent chunk of elemental on that, or aether rather. But I think we're good. I'll pick the blues up. I don't think I'm going to be using any of these. Armor is horrible. +2 to Aura Essentia, however, is quite good. Golemborn Greaves, though, very hard to replace, and I'm not interested in the rest. None of these are MIs, so I'm probably not going to use any of them. However, I do need bits, so I will pick them up. Alright, and
that skill's not ready.
I do need to remember also that I am not sided with the Death's Vigil. I forget which character it was, but I just ran straight up to their hideout, walked in like I owned the place, and then realized, hang on a second, why are they attacking me? And then the other shoe dropped, and I realized that, hang on, I'm not on their side. So that was the day that I found out that they have very, very weak door guards. We'll show their level here. Yeah, so they're kind of level. The same things you'll be fighting in the next little area. Okay, so let's talk to old mate here. We'll agree to gather his seals, which is going to be these. I believe I already have them in the stash, so I'm going to go grab those real fast. Let's just take a quick trip to Devil's Crossing. I think we need 3 of these. Yes, 3. Alright, have I got 3? I don't have any. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess I'll go shoot some cultists and get 2 more. And then I'll be right back. Alright, so in the Bloodgrove, I think I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. Let's go save the witch. Like I said, I don't normally do this because she's so far out of the way, and all you get out of it is a little bit of Coven reputation. You can see her up there. And an offhand that there is just... there's no way I'm going to be using it. I think everybody's dead. Yeah, and the reputation you get for turning her quest in when you get to the Coven is, well, it's Coven reputation, and we're almost to Revered anyway, but you know what, I just kind of feel like it. What's going on here? I want to talk to the witch who could have let herself down at any point in time. What are you? Blah, blah, blah. I will talk to them. And now they are going to decide that I'm on their side now. Now look at this, right? Oh, I guess I should kill the guy first. She just, like, kind of wiggles a little bit and then jumps down. I didn't cut her free. So, yeah, what gives, lady? Anyway, we got the, where is it? The witch's effigy, that one. Which is not horrible. Although, by this stage in the game, if that's an upgrade for you, well, you've made some questionable decisions. That's all I'm going to say. Alright. In the Bloodgrove, I see the stars on the map here. We are looking for... what's his name? Is it Benevold, or is he the shop? You guys know me, I'm horrible with names. But we're looking for the super unique. Is that him there? Nope, it's Black Legion Ruins. Or Insignia. We're looking for this guy. Bolvar, there we go. I knew he had a name. Couldn't tell you what it was, but I knew he had one. Alright, so Bolvar's gotta go. Mostly because he's made of quest updates, and we just need to shoot him to get those out. So there we go. 2 Bloodsworn repeaters, dropped his amulet as well. Dude is apparently made out of MIs. And we'll grab this Black Legion insignia as well. There we go. Now, I don't think I need devotions. I definitely don't. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I am going to head over to the left side of this area, though, just to make sure that the totem hasn't spawned on the south section here. And also because I need more insignia. I'm going to ignore this for now. I don't need any chthonic MIs for this character, so we can safely skip it. This guy, however, has burning in his name. That means he's going to drop me something I can use. He says, knowing very well that that is not true at all. Alright, we've got another seal. How many we got now? We've got 4, so we're good. I could, at this point, go and turn this in, and then I think the next quest was to kill Bolvar, so I'm probably able to turn 2 of them in at this point. Which I probably should go and do. Let's get this last insignia. I think I'm going to run up to the final rift gate. And yeah, I've already rescued the missing farmers. Here's my totem. And this area is probably my second favorite area to farm. Once you get to level 94, I guess it'd be. The first favorite being obviously the Gloomwald, which is just probably the best place to farm in the game if you're doing totems. And if you're like me and you really don't enjoy the Shattered Realm, then totems is probably how you're going to farm your gear. So Gloomwald, then the Bloodgrove is my choice. Royal Jelly Essence, Circuit of Mogdrogan, Shadow's Grasp. I don't think any of this is going to be worth using. The blueprint obviously, but the rest of it not so much. However, at this point, we can just nip up here, jump into the rift, and then go back to Homestead. Do a little bit of quest turning in, head back to the Kaiman's Chosen house. The House of Kaiman's Chosen, however you want to put it. We'll go talk to them as well. And they will hopefully, I say, they will hopefully give me, well actually, no, they're definitely going to give me a level. Especially when I go ahead and do this one. Let's just go ahead and chuck those in there. Alright, now we don't have any XP pots, but I do have the full Explorers set. The set bonuses themselves are basically worthless, but each piece having 5% extra experience gained means I'm getting 20% bonus XP. There's my level. Probably wouldn't have got that if I didn't have that on. And I've already dealt with him, and I will eliminate Ravok. We did just hit Honored with my good friends, the Kaiman's Chosen, so we can go over here. And we can buy the Writ. And do I want either of these? Not really. Okay. We did also get access to these. Now, 10% Ellie res is what I need, and fire damage is, 18% elemental and some energy regeneration. I think I'm going to swap them over. They're all the same, I believe. And then I don't think any of the rest of this is actually something I can use, really. Chosen Flame Seal. The problem I have with a lot of these blue rings from the various factions is that they only have 1 or 2 resistances on them. Whereas, 1, 2, 3 really good resistances, one of which is almost 50%. This one is 4 good resistances. Granted, this is a double rare, which, you're not going to get this, but I could put this one on. This is 3 resistances at 30% or higher, versus this one, which is 1 resistance at 20%. So I really struggle to justify using a lot of the faction reputation rings. How about these shoulders? Can I justify using those? Not really. We don't need guns, we don't need any of this. Shoulders? Maybe? Minor downgrade in armor. Minor upgrade... actually, minor downgrade in... No. That's alright, we'll find something. Probably the Perdition shoulders, let's be honest. Empowered Perdition shoulders would actually be pretty good. Do I still have... Let's keep those on. We'll head back to Homestead. Turn this in, and then we've got a mill to clear. And, go say hi to Zarya. Okay, it will be done. And we can turn this one in as well. I probably should have done the mill before I did these, but didn't, so here we are. Alright, helmet, chest, pants, boots. Chuck all that rubbish in there, and we'll put that in the pile. Everything has to go where it's supposed to go because, OCD. Right. I don't think I'm going to put any more points into Steel Resolve. We have a lot of plus skills from our gear. This one, I don't think it's worth putting any more points in there either. I think probably go back to heading towards Brimstone. Right. So our new mission is, what do we got? Slay Karoz, so that's going to be Darkvale Gate. Kill Master Ravok, that's going to be in Fort Harran. And then clear out the mill. So I'm going to duck up to Fort Harran first. And I will kill... What's his name? Master Ravok? Yeah. I'll unsubscribe him from his subscription to life. And then we'll head into the mill area. Now, I do see that 8th crystal there. And I also see that formidable chest. Decent armor, 3%, only 3% phys res. I guess I'm not using that. Formidable is one of those affixes where if you see it on armor, you really want to kind of sit up and take notice. Getting phys res on, well, anything really is something you want. But, yeah, getting it on a piece of armor is very, very nice. Chance of actually getting 5% on multiple pieces of gear is very low, so when you do see it, definitely take note, consider using it. Not the end of the world if you don't, but they are quite rare. I think you're pretty much never going to get to the physical resistance cap. I think you would have to focus on it to the detriment of many other stats in order to get to the point where your physical resistance is capped. But it is a viable alternative to armor stacking if you want to reduce your physical damage. Personally, I like armor stacking, but to each their own, I guess. Okay, so Master Ravok is right here. I'm not expecting too much trouble from him, but you never know. Vitality and cold damage, not the end of the world, not particularly scary. As long as your resistances are under control. I might kill off a few of his friends first, actually. There we go. Okay, Death Whisper's Hood. I don't think I'm interested in that. Let's have a look anyway. Bone Harvest. Okay, and Resilience. So this is going to be, what's that, Oppressor. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Alright, let's head back to the Bloodgrove Rift. I grabbed the 2 dynamites in there in addition to killing Master Ravok, and that's kind of all we were in there for. I don't think I need to go see... Is this Bolvar? I'm pretty sure the secret shop is Bolvar.
Can't do that yet.
No, it's Benevolt. Bolvar was the guy we just shot. Alright, we got there in the end. I don't think I need to go see him. I'm pretty sure he's not going to have any more pistols for me to buy blueprints for. Okay, Devil Tongue. Now we're talking level 50 though. Yeah, that's a downgrade. If this was, I'm not sure if there is an empowered version, but if this was mythical, I would be ridiculously happy. As it stands though, this is probably about 15 levels past the point I would actually use it. Which is disappointing because I really wanted that gun for quite a while. And it just never dropped. That's alright. We'll turn it into iron bits and continue wishing for the mythical version. Now I'm heading down south here for 2 reasons. The first one you can see on the map is the totem. And the second one that's not going to show up on the map is right next to the totem, and that is the mill. So none of these I don't think are going to be particularly scary. Let's go ahead and turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. Good old Gurgoth Sin, the burning. Almost said the boring there. I'll take him out, take out the bruiser. I believe that's everybody. And what did we win, George? Okay, Empowered Essence of Baronath. Is not what I thought it was, but I will pick it up. Assassin's Calling is a weapon, and no other MIs. Dominators also is one of the rare prefixes that has physical resistance on it. Unfortunately, that's all it has on it, and it is a pet prefix. Devastating, I thought maybe had some as well, but no. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot these guys. So this is the mill, and this building is the one we need to clear out. shouldn't be too hard. There's only 18 monsters. We've already killed half of them. And that should be pretty much it. Where are we? Yep, everybody's dead. Return to, speak to, return to. Right. Let's go say hello to everybody's favorite chthonic cult leader, Zarya the Carver. Murderer of noobs. And actually I think my first hardcore character death ever, actually, I think was to Zarya. I'm pretty sure I got up to her on my first character. But, yeah, she definitely murdered me. One zap from her crystals and I went from probably 3/4, but let's say full life. Full life to dead in one hit. You know, make it as dramatic as we can. This time, however, I bought Chaos Resistance. I think that's actually, one of the things I like about Grim Dawn is if you know what you're doing, you can, maybe you can't face tank every boss in the game, but you can certainly reduce their damage to the point where it's doable. There's no bosses where it's like, you must dodge this or die, and there is no other option. Which, coming off of 2 weeks of PoE, is a little bit refreshing. Because in PoE, there very much is bosses where you either dodge, or you make use of one of your defensive portals. I mean, don't get me wrong, 6 portals is a pretty good defensive layer, but it's not the one you want to try first. Let's just do a quick run through the village of Darkvale. There is a... well, that would be amazing for a pet conjurer, or a pet kabbalist as well, or even a pet ritualist. It would just be amazing for pets in general. Actually, I think that the kabbalist would like that the least. Doesn't have a Briarthorn. Alright, here's my treasure trove, so I don't need to check the other places. Hooked and Bloom's a good drop, which is definitely nice. And the other places that the treasure trove could have been was in that last building before the bridge, and in this building over here. Could be, I think it's where that closet was. Ravager's Barb, I think, is a bleeding weapon. Okay, so Zarya the Carver. Should be as simple as pew pew pew. And I think I will target her crystals and blow them up. Just out of an abundance of caution, although having said that, she didn't even summon them. Zarya's Pendant of Caged Souls, also quite good for a ritualist. But yeah, this is a little bit nutty. Double rare pad affixes. Unfortunately, level 74 rather than level 94. Sorry. But still quite good. And wait, how much room have we got? Yeah, a decent amount. Let's go sell all this stuff, and then we'll go kill Karoz, and we'll see how we are for time after that. That might be the end of the episode. Talk to my good friend Isaiah Redden. What potions have you got for me? Actually 2 good ones. I'm going to buy those. The other thing I like to do when I'm here is just filter by rare, and something I've started doing as well lately is filter double. And that way, if you have a double rare, it'll highlight it. I'm definitely going to upset a few people by selling that book. Especially considering I did say I was going to make a conjurer at some point. But let's be honest, I've said I'm going to be making pretty much everything at some point. I don't have the mission to make one of every class, but it may end up happening just kind of by accident.
Put it to good use.
Alright. Let's dump all this and we'll go say hello to Karoz. And I think that's all we had. Yep. Okay, as long as we're here. thanks very much for the free XP. And we stopped at Darkvale Gate here, so we can just jump straight back in there. Okay. So, what do we know about Darkvale Gate? It should be relatively quick, actually. There's nothing in here that I have a burning need to get, aside from get to the end and kill Karos. There are, obviously, chthonic seals that drop in here. As far as ammis, there's nothing I'm interested in. We're not doing chaos damage, so I don't care about the guns that can drop in here. We're not doing pets, so I don't care about the rings, and, well, we're not doing pets, so I don't care about the book. We're not doing chaos damage, so I don't care about the scepter. There's actually very little in here that I'm interested in. The one totem, this dynamite spawn, if I can get to it. Although, 31 dynamite, yeah, probably don't need it. Though, looking at the path there, I'm probably going to get it just by accident. Yep, game decides I'm getting the dynamite whether I like it or not. And it does look like the totem is going to be on the second floor. That's fine. Let's shoot a few of these guys. Maybe we can get a chthonic seal. Would be nice. Doesn't look like it though, unfortunately. Okay, so going down to the second level, this is where I'm going to find my totem. Hopefully it's in the northern location and not right at the bottom of the... It's right at the bottom of the dinner hall. Probably my least favorite location for it, because you have to run all the way down there, which is not on the path to getting to Karos. And then when you do click on it, half the time it spawns a bunch of the monsters on the other side of a wall, so you gotta wait for them to run around, so it'll spawn some in there. And it's just extra stuff you have to clear. Kind of worth it. Alright, here we go. So we got the big boys, got the Rylocks. Let's turn that off so I can see what's going on. And I think most of the guys who spawned on the other side, yeah, they've all ran around. Okay. I don't think I'm standing in anything. Definitely did just hit 77 though. And what do we get? Stone Skin Girdle. Vanguard of the Legion is a shield. And Crest of the Black Legion is, I want to say a shield? Yeah. Spontaneous Blades, not really what I'm interested in. This belt, also not really what I'm interested in. I did see, was it Dominators? Yeah. 5% physical resistance is pretty good, but we've already got 3% on the Golemborn and the defensive proc as well. I think we'll be okay without those. Level 77. What are we up to here? 37 points. We get 2 per level. So what's that going to be? 13 points required, so 7 more levels. And we'll have 1 point in Brimstone, which is going to be 84. And that's probably going to be the end of our skill points, honestly. It's just putting them all into Brimstone. Potentially we could get more in Olzun's Wrath and Vindictive Flame. Definitely not a bad thing to have points into. I think, however, I'd rather have the Brimstone. Okay, coming up on my good friend Karos. Karos, who turns into Thalnosh, who is honestly... I can't really say he's the hardest boss in the campaign, but I kind of think he might be the hardest boss in the campaign. So he is, I believe, one of few bosses remaining who can actually shred your resistances. So I am actually going to go back to town and fetch that Vitality Resistance potion that I bought not too long ago. I'm also going to get a Chaos Resist potion if I can. Never mind, no I'm not. I just want the Vitality one. Because, as I say, he can actually shred your resistances. He's one of the few bosses left in the game who can. unless I'm misremembering, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm no longer confident. We'll find out. Aether Res is definitely good to have. Let's look at the rare rings quickly. That Warding of Scorched Ends is a very, very nice ring. Unfortunately, it's not on the Golos' ring like the one I have, but this is a very nice ring. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for when I check for rare rings. And let's also have a look at the double rares. I have noticed that vendors have been selling them decently often. Like, here we go. Double rare axes. Okay, just double axes. But I have found a decent number of double rares now that I can filter them on the merchants. Right, let's stop dilly-dallying. Let's go get my Vitality Resistance Potion, and let's go kill Karos. Where are we? That one. Yep. Sure. I'll take the other one with me. Alright, so Karos. Karos himself is a bit of a walkover. It's when he turns into Thalnosh that you have to be worried. He'll put little tentacles on the floor, which ideally you don't want to be standing on floor space that is occupied by tentacles. He will put up a bunch of crystals. If you see the crystals, you have to either run away or kill them. Honestly, probably didn't need that Vitality Potion either, now that I'm looking at it. But, here we go. Karos, the Sigil of Chthon. Very helpfully ran forward to stand in my thermite mines. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. I am definitely worried about the damage level. I'm gonna have to deal with the crystals from Thalnosh. Whether I like it or not. Alright, here we go. So, I'm looking for the tentacles on the floor. I'm looking for the tentacles on the floor. I am very disappointed. Alright, look, I'll play a pet build, okay? I'll play pets. Just please stop dropping all these really good pet items. Wraithbound of Caged Souls. Yes. This would have been amazing for my Ritualist. And we've also got a Bloodsworn Signet of the Wild. So that's two, I won't say perfect, but two very good double rare pet item MIs, which I guess makes them triple rares in one episode. We did also get yet another purple item I'm not going to use. Actually, let me have a look at that. I'm not going to use it because it doesn't have the Thermite Mine and Inquisitor Seal stuff. But maximum PS res is pretty good. I can't block though, so yeah, it's not very good. I can't believe the pet rares. Alright, it's a sign. I'm cancelling the Warlock playthrough, you guys. We're doing pets. That was a joke, just in case anyone was wondering. Alright, let's shoot these guys up. Now this is another one of the areas that I frequently mention. When you're done in Darkvale Gate, make sure you leave and get your Rift, because if you don't, guess who's doing Darkvale Gate again? That would be you. So make sure you get your Rift. And then let's go see if we have any new rare rings. Mage Storm of Blood, Aether Fire of Alacrity. Alacrity is pretty good. This ring actually, I mean, for this character, I really want Golos' rings, and so I'm not going to buy this. However, Incorruptible of Alacrity is really, really nice. I think I would rather have Alacrity rather than Drangle, but anyway. Because we want the, hang on, what's that? Because we want the... Where was I going with that? Oh, it's the +3 to Vindictive Flame. because we want that, we can't really use that other ring. And also, I kind of just already have a better one. Okay, let's talk to Creed. What do we get? Aetherlord's Signet is not great. Definitely not for this build. And we will meet you in Fort Icon. I think that's all of my quests done here. And that just leaves the run up to Fort Icon to do. Here's the Empowered Aetherlord Signet. It's actually not horrible. If you're doing Aether damage, I guess if you're doing fire damage and you want that proc when you get hit, it's not horrible, but it's not great either. And I don't want it. Okay, let's go ahead and chuck these back in. And I think this is a good place to cut it out. So thank you all very much for watching. Glad to be back, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.